What if one private jet could take you from New York to Hong Kong and still have enough fuel left to keep flying? Not stopping, not refueling, just crossing continents like they were cities on a map. This is the promise of the Gulfstream G800, a machine that doesn't just challenge distance, it tries to redefine it. But is it really the longest-range private jet ever built? Or is this luxury aviation pushing the limits of marketing more than physics? Tonight, we go inside the aircraft that claims to stretch the planet smaller than ever before. In the world of ultra-long-range aviation, every extra mile matters, because for billionaires, CEOs, and global decision-makers, time is more valuable than money itself. And this is where the Gulfstream G800 enters the story. Unveiled as the crown jewel of Gulfstream's engineering evolution, the G800 is designed to push the boundaries of distance, comfort, and efficiency. It is not just another upgrade, it is a statement of intent, a jet built for one purpose only: to connect the farthest points on Earth without interruption. From Savannah's production halls to runways across the world, the G800 represents a new era in private aviation, where non-stop is no longer an ambition, but a standard. At first glance, the G800 looks like a continuation of Gulfstream's iconic design language, but every curve has been refined, every surface optimized, every detail engineered for one goal: efficiency at extreme range. Its swept wings are not just visually striking, they are aerodynamically tuned to reduce drag at high-altitude cruise. The winglets curve upward like precision-crafted blades, stabilizing airflow and improving fuel economy on ultra-long journeys. Even the fuselage has been subtly reshaped. Smoother transitions, reduced resistance, and optimized weight distribution all contribute to one thing: flying farther with less. Compared to its sibling, the G700, the G800 trades a bit of cabin length for something far more valuable: range supremacy. Because in this category, every pound saved becomes miles gained.
This is where the Gulfstream G800 steps into its most powerful narrative. The aircraft is designed to fly approximately 8,000 nautical miles non-stop. That number alone reshapes what is possible in private aviation. Think about it: New York to Dubai without stopping, London to Perth in one continuous flight, Singapore to Los Angeles, crossing oceans, continents, and time zones without refueling even once. This is not just convenience, it is global mobility without interruption. At the heart of this performance are Rolls-Royce Pearl 700 engines, designed to balance raw thrust with remarkable efficiency. They do not simply push the aircraft forward, they do so while conserving energy at every stage of flight. Cruising at high altitude, the G800 turns long-distance travel into something almost effortless. It flies higher than commercial traffic, avoiding congestion, turbulence, and delays. And at those altitudes, speed and fuel efficiency reach their optimal balance. But what makes the G800 truly impressive is not just how far it flies, it is how consistently it does it. Because in this category, reliability across 15 to 17-hour missions is everything. No refueling stops, no layovers, just pure, uninterrupted motion across the planet. It is aviation stretched to its absolute edge. Step inside the G800, and the first thing you notice is not what you see, but what you don't hear: silence. Near total acoustic isolation transforms the cabin into a floating private sanctuary above the clouds. The interior is divided into multiple living zones, each designed for a different moment in a journey that can last half a day or more. There is a forward lounge for conversation, a mid-cabin conference area for business, and a private suite designed for deep rest during long-haul flights. Seats convert into fully flat beds, allowing passengers to sleep as the jet crosses oceans at 51,000 feet. The air itself is engineered for comfort, constantly refreshed, purified, and pressurized to reduce fatigue. Even after 15 hours in the sky, passengers arrive feeling significantly less drained than in commercial first class. Lighting shifts gently with circadian rhythms, simulating natural daylight cycles. It is a subtle detail, but one that transforms how the human body experiences time in the air. This is not travel. It is controlled living at altitude, a place where meetings happen over the Atlantic, sleep happens over the Pacific, and breakfast can be served before landing on the other side of the world.
In the cockpit, the G800 continues Gulfstream's tradition of advanced flight intelligence. The Symmetry flight deck system is designed around pilot ergonomics and situational awareness. Large touchscreen displays replace traditional cluttered controls, simplifying navigation and reducing workload during long-haul missions. Enhanced vision systems allow pilots to see through fog, darkness, and low-visibility environments using infrared and synthetic imaging. Runways that once disappeared in bad weather are now clearly visible on high-resolution displays. Auto-throttles, predictive safety algorithms, and advanced fly-by-wire technology all work together to make long-distance flying safer and more efficient than ever before. But perhaps the most important innovation is not just in automation, it is in clarity. Everything in the cockpit is designed to reduce cognitive load, especially during ultra-long flights where human endurance matters as much as machine performance. The result is a flight experience where pilots are not overwhelmed, they are supported. In the elite world of ultra-long-range private jets, competition is intense. The Bombardier Global 8000 is one of the closest rivals, also designed for extreme intercontinental travel. It offers impressive range and speed, and it remains a serious contender in the luxury aviation market. Then there is the Gulfstream G700, known for its cabin space, luxury interiors, and advanced comfort features. But the G800 positions itself differently. Where others balance range with cabin size or speed with luxury, the G800 focuses on one dominant metric: distance without compromise. It is not necessarily the largest cabin, it is not the fastest in raw speed, but it is engineered to go farther, more consistently, and with fewer limitations than most aircraft in its class. And in ultra-long-range aviation, that singular focus is what defines leadership. Owning a Gulfstream G800 is not simply about transportation, it is about control over time and geography. For billionaires and global executives, it means the world becomes a connected workspace rather than a collection of distant locations. A morning meeting in London can be followed by dinner in Tokyo without the usual fragmentation of commercial travel. Deals are signed in the sky, strategies are built over oceans, and entire business operations continue uninterrupted while crossing continents. But beyond business, there's something more emotional at play: freedom. The ability to leave one part of the world and arrive anywhere else without compromise, delay, or dependency on commercial aviation networks. It's the ultimate expression of mobility, not just faster travel, but unrestricted travel. A private world above the clouds where distance loses its power.
The Gulfstream G800 sits in the highest tier of private aviation pricing. With an estimated value in the tens of millions of dollars, it is reserved for a very small segment of global wealth. Buyers are typically multinational entrepreneurs, sovereign wealth operators, major investors, and legacy family offices. But in this world, price is not the primary question. Capability is. And demand for aircraft in this category is driven by one thing: time efficiency at a global scale. For those who operate across continents daily, the G800 is not a luxury purchase, it is a strategic asset, a tool that saves hours, days, and sometimes entire business cycles over time. So, is the Gulfstream G800 really the longest-range private jet in the world? By design, by engineering intent, and by its ultra-long-distance capability, it stands among the absolute leaders of global aviation. But perhaps the real question is not how far it can fly, it is what that distance now means. Because in the G800, continents feel closer, oceans feel smaller, and the world becomes something that can be crossed in a single moment of stillness above the clouds. This is not just about aviation performance, it is about redefining boundaries. And in that silence at 51,000 feet, as the Earth slowly rotates beneath, one truth becomes clear. Distance is no longer a limitation, it is simply a choice.